Oh, okay. So you're talking about, oh, good afternoon, folks. You're talking about a single man or a married man?
Single.
A single man who wants to cohabit with you on a mutual consenting basis.
Not moving in together.
No, just cohabit occasionally with you on a consenting basis.
Right.
As consenting adults.
Right.
Okay. So the question is it kosher or not kosher?
No, I don't think it's kosher, but there's not clear enough scripture without saying we'll read the whole thing.
Here, and the man is single.
Yes.
Okay. Here's a struggle.
Monogamous? Single and monogamous?
We can continue taping.
Not with anybody?
We can continue
Right.
taping. Here's the trick. We're taping. Here's the trick. I read in scripture of pilegesh. Pilegesh means a concubine. To a married man. I see everywhere I see a wife, I also sometimes see a concubine. I see a king who had wives, and I see a king who had concubines. I never, and correct me if I'm wrong, I have never seen a man with a concubine who was not married. So the way I see it, a concubine is and not an exception, but an allowance for a married man. I do not see a single man needs a wife. A single man needs several wives if he's called to that. You cannot, I'll stand corrected. I'll be happy to add it to my teachings. If you could show me where a single man can have a concubine without first having a wife. Because if that's true, then how are we separate from the world?
In your book, you do have some guidelines for people in that situation.
Very fine line, very tricky.
There's a fine,
Very
tricky line,
tricky.
but there is a line.
And what do I say? One
scriptures
second.
back it up.
One second. What do I say? I say when you grab something, sometimes it's not easy to let go of it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you grab something, you may wind up in the wrong compartment.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're stuck. That's what I say.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
That's what I say. I say be careful how you get started, because it could wind up in a situation that you don't want it to go
I
in.
agree.
To me, it's better to put the convenience aside and the enjoyment aside and say, look, let's honor Yahuwah and make a covenant. He will honor the covenant. The sex will be better, the intimacy will be, everything will be better because he honors covenant. He doesn't honor your feelings, he honors covenant
Right.
What's the covenant?
I was wondering.
between a man and a woman.
I was wondering if we could take a little time to introduce.
But I don't think she's satisfied yet. I'll get back to that in a
And tell them
second.
what we're talking about.
Well,
because
they
know, they were here.
They're brainwashed, Betty. They're part of my
Yeah,
congregation.
They know.
Question. Would you be,
Their brain's been washed upside down,
No, I'm talking about
detergent,
someone
no
who believes the
detergent,
scriptures.
another believer?
bleach.
Yeah.
You want to convince them of what?
No, let me finish with the sister. No, there are things in Scripture that are not in Scripture. So I'll say it again. I know this doesn't make sense. It's designed not to make sense. There are things in Scripture that are not in Scripture. For instance, Yahweh says make tassels. He says make tassels with blue cords, yeah? It doesn't tell us where to get the blue. Joann's fabric, Michael's. Do we make our own? Do we stick it in a blue dye? Do we listen to the rabbis and go to Israel and buy the very expensive class snail, which is to the average Israel? So there are things in Scripture that he wants you to rely on him. That's why it's intimacy. That's why it's personal relationship. Personally, think about this. Try to take, in other words, there are no Scriptures, is what I'm saying. Take 5 steps back. It's not you in the relationship, it's somebody else. Your daughter, your son is out there, your son has 5 girlfriends. Within a year's time, he brings home 5 girlfriends. He doesn't have intercourse with any of them, but he's sleeping around. What would your reaction be?
Back it up, Jack.
No, if there's a son, you have a son, who's out there sleeping around with 5 different girlfriends.
You don't have intercourse?
Doesn't have intercourse.
No, I wouldn't.
Just sleeping around.
What's the
I wouldn't.
What's the difference?
what's
Thank
definition
you.
of
But that's my point. But no, what is, you're not disturbed by that? Nobody in this room would be disturbed by that?
It's just sleeping.
No, sleeping means sexually active.
Okay.
I mean, they're not going
I
camping.
think he has a problem.
I would
Okay,
be
now wait a second.
disturbed if there was only one girlfriend, but what scripture can I give him?
Okay, the point is, there is no scripture that says that two people cannot be intimate with each other up to a point. There is scripture that says if you go into her, you must take her, and she is your wife. So if there is a single man with a woman and they have consummated, that is a wife. Now then, at that point, the definition has to be redefined. The two of them can say, look, we've consummated this from Scripture, and there's plenty of Scriptures in the Torah. Jackson can go over them with you. Okay? So now you've got to redefine, and you say, wait a second, we've gone further than we wanted to, or than we should have. We've consummated, we are husband and wife, but we're not ready to make that kind of full-time commitment, so you are my wife, but let's not refer to you as a pelegesh. Let's not refer to you as a concubine. You're a wife. Once consummation takes place, you are a wife, especially if you're committed to each other. That's Yahweh's perspective. That is his perspective. And the Torah is very clear on that.
Excuse me.
Very, very clear on that.
Question.
Okay.
I'll let Avia go first because she wanted to say something.
Technically, once that occurs, according to Torah, you become one flesh.
Exactly.
So there's no going back. What's going to happen after he or you get tired of that situation where there is no commitment, there is no follow through, there's no nurturing of that relationship. It's just that one or several times that you had relations, but you, in Yahweh's eyes, are one flesh now. But you want to deny that you are one flesh, and there's no compromise on one or either side. But you technically have now become one flesh with that man.
In other words, you have a choice. She's correct. You have a choice to mess around. But once you've consummated, your choice is over. It's like the women saying, well, I'm pro-choice. Well, so am I. I'm not pro-life. I'm pro-choice. Problem is, the choice ends when you pull your pants down and you have intercourse. Now, once you've done that, I am pro-life. Because the choice ends when you decide to have sex. Up until then, I'm pro-choice. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's exactly what LV is saying. This is serious stuff. It's very serious stuff. Because Yahweh wants us to live righteously. And righteously has nothing to do with sex. Matter of fact, he wants you to have more sex than you're having now. But he wants it with a redefinition of what the relationship is about. To see it like he does. And to make the necessary accommodations. This brother, and then Rick.
To use Bill Clinton again, as you write about, I'm dating this lady, and I give her oral sex. We don't have actual sex. Is that cross the line? Or,
That's a good question. It depends who you ask. Now, there are women and there are people who will tell you, and there are people who will tell you that you've crossed the line, not because of the sex, but because oral sex is unclean, anal, oral, that the only sex is for the obvious parts. There are people who will tell you that, and they mean well and they're sincere. It's one of these areas where the Bible is quiet. And when the Bible is quiet, you've got to ask yourself a question. Why is the Bible quiet? And I take the side of, if the Bible is silent, thank you, Abba, I'm taking this license, putting it in my wallet, and driving.
Right.
That's my point of view.
Because if it
was important and if it was dangerous, he would tell me to stop.
Right, 'cause the
And he would tell
instruction-
oral sex for me is not a problem. For you it may be, for somebody else it may be. And so every couple has to work it out between themselves, what they're comfortable with and what they're not comfortable with.
well, that's what Bill Clinton had.
Right, but that's not an
He
divorce.
was
It's not a
comfortable
divorce.
with
And he was
Totally different.
And that's not in